As the push for quality mental health care is slowly but surely bearing results across the country and right here in Louisville. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Doug Proffitt. This weekend, nearly 300 people showed up to an event in West Louisville seeking mental health assistance. Now, community leaders want to further expand upon the places where people can get help.
With civil unrest and everything else, self-care is just mandatory for Black people, and we understand that.
This comes as many battled trauma from the last 2 years through spikes in violence and COVID. WHS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez showed us the efforts to help.
Police reform, job opportunities, and more affordable housing have been just some of the focuses of the initiative called A Path Forward for Louisville. Now equitable mental health care is their latest mission.
There are layers to trauma, and healing, I always say, that is an ING thing.
Elisha Durrett Johnson heads the Mental Health Advisory Board for the initiative. These are photos from what they called a healing block party over the weekend, hosted at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center. One event that highlighted so much more, an ongoing need that's grown even more pressing by the day.
Black people rarely get spaces to where they can just breathe. And this was one of those days.
Hundreds showing up for support from trained therapists.
We just really thought about all the gaps, all the barriers to self-care, and wanted to include that all in this event.
The heat of the 2020 protests brought calls to end racial disparities on all levels, but a gap in mental health resources can often get overlooked. Louisville Urban League CEO Sadiqua Reynolds tells us the stigma surrounding it is one of the roadblocks to overcome.
Speaks volumes about what is happening in our community and what people are responding to and growing through.
Reynolds says continued high violence and recent developments in the Breonna Taylor case can open emotional wounds.
Even the good news that we got, that there would be accountability in the case of Breonna Taylor, it also comes with some trauma because that pulls that Band-Aid off all over again.
She tells me making sure Black Louisvillians have places to cope is more essential now than ever.
Real healing requires some conversation, but it also requires work.
Meanwhile, Durrett Johnson, who runs her own mental health service called Begin to Talk LLC, says the next step will be community self-care days to bring these resources even closer to people's homes. And initiative leaders tell me the ultimate goal here is to have quarterly mental health events right here at the center on Muhammad Ali Boulevard. In Louisville, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.